Welcome to my channel, Menopause Monday. Every week I share a video with you to help you learn more about the menopause. I follow a natural way through the menopause. My mission is to instill belief in you that you can get through the menopause with just a few key lifestyle changes. Everybody's different. Please do not compare your journey to somebody else's. You may need hormone replacement therapy or bioidentical hormonal replacement therapy. I have nothing against it at all. I think it's worth us trying lifestyle changes first to see if those work. And then if we're still struggling to approach our GP and hopefully get HRT. I know it's in short supply at the moment. There's a lot of worry and fear out there, which I can understand must be pretty awful when you are going through the menopause and you need that support. But always remember, your journey is entirely different to somebody else's. So avoid comparing yourself to somebody else. We all have different backgrounds, we all have different coping techniques, we all have different hormonal conundrums going on in our bodies. We all have a different outlook on life, and that has a big effect on how we experience the menopause. If this is the first time you've come across me, hi, I'm Kate. This is my channel. I share a weekly video all about menopause on a Monday. If you follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Kate Hartley UK. If you're on Instagram, click the link in my bio. I have loads of free resources there for you, which you're more than welcome to download. Click down to the free resources folder and help yourself. Like I said, my mission is to instill belief in you that you can put yourself in the driving seat through menopause. There are so many unknowns. I think the great thing is there's more of us talking about it now, and there's a lot of information out there, and hopefully you'll find something helpful from my channel. So I'm talking about clumsiness today. I don't know about you, I seem to trip over holes that don't even exist. I can walk into things, I bang into things, I drop things, I knock things over. I used to be ninja laser focus. I used to run something called Krav Maga, a Krav Maga session, which is a bit like Fight Club. Actually, it is a kind of martial art, but it's a kind of no nonsense one. It's brilliant, and my reflexes used to be super fast, and not anymore. I feel like I'm not quite sure. I feel like I'm in invisible treacle. And so today I'm going to talk to you about why you might be getting more clumsy and how to minimize the effects of getting more clumsy, and also how to cope with bruising, because I don't know about you, I have bruises that randomly appear. That I've normally knocked against something, but I forget these things, and they just appear. I do have spontaneous bursting of vessels in my hands. Do you have that too? I've had it all my life. It's hereditary. It's not anything to do with hemophilia, but I know when I have a blood vessel that's about to pop, it gets very itchy and burny, and then all of a sudden my finger or my hand goes black or blue, and it's just the bleeding from that vessel, and I have no idea why it happens. I do use my hands a lot, but it also happens to my mum, and I think her mum had it as well. So it'd be interesting to know if you have that as well. So yeah, clumsy. Are you knocking into more things? Are you knocking things over? Are you banging stuff? Do you trip up over things that don't even exist? This happens to me more and more, and it's quite disconcerting. I even tripped up over the tiniest little lump in tarmac the other day, and that really made me think, oh my goodness, I keep myself healthy and fit. Clearly, I need to pay more attention to where I'm putting my feet. It is a fact that between sort of beyond the ages of 40, particularly between the ages of 40 and 60, our bone density decreases fast, as does our muscles or our muscle strength. Our muscles atrophy, so they weaken. If we don't actively use them, we actually lose strength. As we go through the menopause, it also affects our depth of perception, so our spatial awareness. We lack focus and concentration. That is definitely something I struggle with. And sometimes our eyesight can become impaired. So always make sure you check, you're going to see the optician. We can get dry eyes. That is definitely something I get. And so when you're thinking, if you're thinking you're out walking, or maybe you're driving, I talk to so many ladies. I talked about anxiety last week and how that can have a negative impact on driving. Well, I think also with spatial awareness and that lack of confidence and the lack of concentration and focus and maybe poor eyesight and dry eyes, you can understand why a lot of ladies are losing confidence behind the wheel, because of this cumulative effect of everything that is just making it more difficult for you to manage. 1 in 5 women will fall each year before they reach the age of 60. After 65 years old, that drops to 1 in 3. 30% of those injuries will result in 30% of those falls will result in significant injuries. And 25% of those will die as a result of their injuries. I don't know how that happens. Maybe it's sepsis or other complications with them being laid down for so long. I'm not entirely sure. So, you know, it's a fact that as we get older, we have tendency to fall, and those falls and fractures are much more serious. Often hips, big bones like the femur, the thigh bone, dislocations, shoulder dislocations. Wrists are a real pain because they've got so many tiny little bones in them to fix properly. And also consider, once a bone is broken, it's more difficult to make it strong again. So you might end up with plating, screwing, that sort of thing. One of the reasons I actually went in and had my double bunionectomy surgery before my feet became completely unusable was the fact that I'm getting older and I want my feet to be well balanced and stable. You know, if you've got spaghetti toes and they're all crisscrossing over, which is what mine was starting to do, not going to be good for my balance. So again, if you have bunions, if you want to chat to me about your bunions, I'm more than happy to share all my information about why I had my surgery and also how well I recovered after the surgery and what I did to prepare for it. More than happy to do that. So essentially, what causes us to become more clumsy? It's our falling hormones. Progesterone and estrogen largely, also testosterone to a degree, because testosterone helps us to keep strong, it helps us to keep our muscles, and of course once we're losing those muscles, we lose that adaptability, we lose that ability to catch ourselves when we're falling, we lose that ability to balance so well. So it really is down to our sort of erratic sex hormones that we become more clumsy. And like I mentioned, it can affect your depth of perception, your spatial awareness, can affect your eyesight, it can affect your, give you dry eyes. There's the lack of concentration, lack of focus problem, and, you know, make sure that your vision is where it should be. The ways you can help to overcome this are to exercise regularly, keep your muscles and bones strong. Also, when you're exercising regularly, because you're using your brain to do, you know, the moves I do are a lot of compound moves. So I'm using my arms and my legs at the same time, doing different types of things. It's a bit like, you know, rubbing your tummy and patting your head, or rubbing your head and patting your tummy. Practicing that sort of thing is really, really good for your concentration, your focus, but also your sense of perception. Another thing that I think is really helpful, you can buy a wobble board or indeed a wobble cushion which you stand on. It's also great if you have an ankle injury or ligament injury in the lower leg that you're recovering from. It'll help to get those fast twitch muscles going properly. When I tore the ligaments in my right ankle a little while ago, I nearly recovered and then I still had that burning sensation, and I bought myself a wobble cushion that I used to stand on for 30 seconds every, you know, several times a day. And just those tiny little movements helped it to heal fully. So if you've got an injury that you're recovering from, you know, incorporate that. But that's also going to help you with your balance and your sense of perception and where you are in space. If you haven't got a wobble board, if you don't want to get a wobble cushion, stand on one leg. Just do, you know, when you're waiting for the kettle to boil, stand on one leg. If you can stand on one leg easily, close your eyes. It's going to make it all the more difficult, but it will be very, very effective. So try that and do several sessions of 30 seconds standing on one leg or standing on the other one, closing your eyes. It will help you a lot. Obviously, exercise, no brainer. Yoga, walking regularly, but you really want to be incorporating something that encompasses the whole body, not just walking. You want to have a strong core. Our balance, our entire form comes from a strong core. And if we've got good form It's going to make sure that we are bruising less as well. One of the reasons we're bruising so much is because we're getting clumsy, but because we're losing our form. So we're losing that core strength, that girdle that keeps us strong. And you think, well, you know, if you're bending down and you're lifting, you've got something heavy in your arms, your form's not going to be so good. You're probably going to be putting more weight onto your legs, which might give you more bruises. That could also lead to injury. So exercise, intentional exercise for the entire body is very, very important as we're getting older. Drink more water because that helps you with your focus and your concentration. Also helps to keep your skin plump. As we go through the menopause, the falling estrogen and collagen and elastin means that our skin is getting thinner. Well, if we've got thinner skin, then we are likely to tear it more easily and likely to bruise more easily. You could consider taking a collagen supplement. I take one every day. I think it helps. I also eat plentiful healthy fat, so avocados, nuts, seeds, that sort of full fat Greek yogurt with no flavors in it. The reason for that is because if you have a flavored yogurt, often it's got loads of sugar in it. So I always have unsweetened, unflavored, full fat yogurt. If it's full fat, you won't need it to be sweetened anyway. And eat the colors of the rainbow. They are healthy food, is full of antioxidants, which is going to help your skin to stay strong. If you need an extra, you know, if you think, I perhaps need a bit of an extra help, maybe vitamin C is going to be beneficial for you. Calcium supplements too, but really you want to be aiming to get it from your food. Supplements are okay, but you can get it from your food, so try and get it from your food if you can do. Make sure that you're getting into the ultraviolet light every day as well. Very good for our skin, very good for our anxiety, very good for our bone health, our absorption of calcium, also helps us sleep better. And of course, you know, if you've slept poorly, you're likely to be more clumsy and you might make more mistakes. If you've got bruises that are causing you problem, try arnica. You can have arnica either as the tiny little like tablet things that you can get from the health food shop, or an arnica gel or an arnica cream that you can rub onto your bruises if you're getting several of them. If you've got unidentified bruising, just go and get it checked. It can be something, it can be caused by a host of other things. If you know it's not like spontaneously combusting blood vessels like I have, just get it checked to rule out, you know, any other issues that might be going on in the background. So I hope you found that helpful. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube so you don't miss further episodes. Hit the bell icon so you get notified when I've got a new video up. Thank you very much for your company, and anything you'd like me to cover in future episodes, send me a message and I will be glad to include it in a future episode.